Using your AA can be incredibly frustrating, which sucks because that's kind of the only defense against airplanes. So today, thanks to these guys, I'm showing you exactly how to use your AA, not just as a last resort, but as a nightmare for every cast player in War Thunder. So, here are the 7 ways to stop being target practice and start dominating the skies. Okay, if you're driving your AA like a tank, stop. Just stop. You have 0 armor, a big shiny turret, and the structural integrity of a wet napkin. You're not a frontline brawler, you are an ambush predator. So stay near cover, behind ridges, and especially near teammates who can bait casts into your line of sight. Now, don't get me wrong, some AAs should be classified as tank destroyers, but that's a select few, and not the majority of AAs. But the principle remains the same for both classes. You hide and wait for the enemy to come to you. Your goal shouldn't be to push back the enemy. Your job is to control the skies, because the less of your tanks getting bombed means the more tanks there are to cap, flank, and push. But where should you hide? Great question. Position your AA where the enemy planes have to fly over or near, so cap zones, flight paths, and enemy spawn routes. That is your hunting ground. And if your SPAA is visible to tanks, you're already dead. Now, knowing where to hide is great, and will keep you alive, but how effective is an AA that can't hit an airplane? Let's be honest, half of your shots are falling way behind. You're aiming at the plane instead of ahead of them. Think of it like this, the faster they're moving, the more you need to lead them. In lower tiers, you don't need to aim as far in front, as most of the low tier planes fly slow, but the higher up in the tiers you go, the farther in front you'll need to aim. And if they're diving, aim above the nose, not at it. And when you do fire, fire in short, controlled bursts. They are way better than full auto. Of course, unless you're firing out of a hose. And if you're not sure where to aim, then fire a few tracers first to find their path, and then walk your fire into the plane. And keep in mind, every AA has a different muzzle velocity, which is how fast the bullet comes out of the gun, and that affects how far in front you need to aim. But because it's very hard to hit a plane moving to the side, you might have to get the plane to come head on with you, which involves a little bit of baiting. To do this, fire your guns away from the airplane or at another target entirely, while you're using the free camera to track the target, until the plane dives in for an oblivious AA. Just remember though, if you don't shoot him down quick enough... Remember, guns have travel time. You're not using lasers, and if you are, please tell me how to get them. Okay, so now that you know where to hide and how to hit the aircraft, you'll have a better time shooting down airplanes. But if you fire for more than 10 seconds in the same spot, congratulations, you've become a target. Cast players see tracers and go, "Aw yes, free XP." So shoot, relocate, repeat, unless you're trying to bait them. Basically, fire from behind cover, and then reverse behind different cover, or relocate entirely. Anything to reset your location and throw off cast players. Remember, a cast player is looking for an easy kill, and you might think that by shooting at them, they would pick a safer target, but because cast players can be very impatient, they will just go for the first tank they see, which in this case is you, because you just gave them a target. However, it's not required to move. You can find a really good spot to park, and then sit there until a plane finds you, but if you refuse to move, your chances of getting killed goes way up. Not just from a plane, but from anyone that's watching your tracers. Sometimes the biggest threat isn't the plane, it's the guy watching your tracers like a Morse code for "please kill me." There is another layer to playing AAs. Your AA isn't just for killing airplanes, it's for deterrent as well. You don't need to just kill the airplane. Sometimes all you need to do is make them panic, or throw off their aim, or cause them to run back to base and give your team a breather. Sometimes all you have to do is get close enough to scare them off. And the moment you see an enemy aircraft, you need to spot it for your team. Pinging enemy aircraft is one of the most important things to do to avoid getting bombed. The more AAs there are aware of the enemy, the higher the chances the plane has of getting shot down. And even if you're not the one getting the kill, at least you're not getting bombed. So don't be greedy and help your team clear the skies. Now, AAs have some of the fastest rate of fire in the game, and because of that, overheating is actually a real problem. In real life, when your barrels overheat, they literally explode. Yeah. But that doesn't translate very well in War Thunder, because instead of blowing up, Gaijin just settled for making you reload, which is exactly when all the planes dive in. It's almost like they know when I'm reloading. So fire in short, controlled bursts. It improves your accuracy and precision, and if you do have a hose for a gun, it hides that fact from the enemy, so if they do try to kill you, the longer your guns can stay cool, the less you'll have to reload. and the higher your chance of killing something goes. Also, bright orange barrels aren't going to make your tank any less visible, although to be honest, I don't think that would be your biggest problem. At top tier, radar is king. It's actually kind of broken, to be honest, which is why I think we need planes invisible to radar. Gaijin, it is time to add the B2 spirit. One thing that I've found is that toggling between searching and tracking modes isn't actually that necessary, but I have found that staying on the radar screen too long leads to some light tank finding your AA and killing you, so don't stay on your radar screen too long. And at top tier, your radar will lock fairly reliably, just make sure your radar isn't blocked by any obstacles. And I've also found that you should separate your missile launchers quite a bit, just in case a light tank does find you. Okay, so I've noticed a lot of people play AAs like a last resort, but in War Thunder, AAs are kind of OP. Not all of them, but any AA that isn't using a machine gun can deal severe damage to tanks. And if you're in one of these, even if it's your last respawn, your job isn't only to shoot planes, it's to win the match. Use your mobility and ridiculous rate of fire to capture points, protect allies, and flank the enemy. If you're near a zone, ambush both tanks and planes. But no matter what AA you're in, you cannot brawl. If you try to brawl a tank, you will get shot, and if you try to brawl an airplane, you will get severely damaged or killed. Think of most AAs as a jack of all trades. They can kill almost anything, but they have no armor. Sometimes, literally no armor. Your AA is the backbone of your team. Not just because it kills the most, but because it keeps everyone else alive to do the killing. And finally, the more you practice, the better you'll get. So go into test drives and practice at the planes they give you to shoot at, and learn to lead them enough to actually kill them. And remember, you don't have to take your AA in last. You should take it in whenever your team needs it. So there you go, 7 tips to actually dominate with AAs. You're not just a supporting player, you're the guy standing between your team and a nuke, literally. Well, I really hope this video helped, and again, a big shout out to these guys for the idea. Don't forget, I'm still trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. Watch this video right here, comment a video idea for me to make, or check out my store in the description, and I'll see you in the next match.